It's Sunday, it's 11th of December 22, and I'm talking about England and France playing in the World Cup last night, even though I'm not really interested and only watched it a bit. I know you all want my opinion, and yeah, I mean, I'm a sort of lapsed football fan. I was never really a football fan. I liked playing it at school and that, but a bit. But yeah, I was looking at it. I was reading the Daily Mail mostly on, and then I had in a small box the game up in the side. I don't really like that Sam Matterface commentary and all that. But looking at the game itself, yeah, I think football's boring and all that, and they cheat and everything. But I thought England could be proud of what I saw anyway. To me, it looked as if they were slightly the better team, even though the game was really fast paced and all that. It was a bit like a Celtic Rangers game though, like with the same. Although there was a lot of fast paced stuff happening, there wasn't really much happening at the goals. You know, at the actual goal, there wasn't. Didn't seem to be things where you thought, oh, they're going to be able to score here, or they've got a chance here and all that. You know, it was all sort of middle of the pitch and people losing possession and getting intercepted and all that. So, but it was reasonably interesting. I was still reading the Daily Mail mostly, I must admit. But yeah, I think football's I just can't be bothered with it really. Until they get rid of the corner flags, I don't think they're taking it serious, you know. What's the point of the corner flags? The referee, yeah, those decisions I thought he was poor really. I don't know about the first goal because that just sort of came out of the blue for me. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, how did the guy score from way out the penalty area? Was there a deflection? Yeah, that's another thing. I'm thinking nowadays the games are so finely matched in terms of how matched the teams are, like England and France. That it's something like a deflection that is the only way that breaks the deadlock. You know, there has to be a deflection. I think on France's second goal, there was a deflection off Maguire. And that sort of set the ball the wrong way because they're doing that all the time now with football. I mean, now they tend to kick the ball into the ground and stuff so that it sort of bounces up and the keeper's going to react wrong, all these sort of things. But then probably the best of the lot is where you get a deflection off a player. The first goal as well, was that a deflection as well? Was there? Because they went under that guy's legs, don't they? That's another thing. Like if you were playing football at school, the defender wouldn't be as that committed. So, because the guy nowadays, the top footballers are aiming the ball at you. They're not aiming for the gap where they think you'll go in with your foot to block it or something. They're sort of thinking he's going to move when I kick the ball, so I'll aim it at him, and then he'll move away, and that'll be where the space is. So I think they went through the guy's legs because the defender was so committed, if I recall right. But it was a strange goal, that first one, just how far out the he was. And then the second goal, I think it hit off Maguire. But deflections, that would be, as a football manager, that would be my deflections. That would be what I'd be telling the team to go out for. And then I'd go on about the corner flag at full time as well. Yeah, the referee, I think he got the big decisions wrong. And why is the referee doing the VAR? Did they not used to have a panel that done that? I mean, I don't know why it should all be by the ref. They should just have a panel like they have in other games. They have a panel in rugby union. I don't know why it needs to all be the referee is sacred, especially if you don't have much confidence in him. It means you've got another group of people to, you know, because like I saw that one, I think that there was a sort of penalty for England. It should have been a penalty where that guy, the French guy, sort of kicked him in the back of the leg. It was a strange thing because you don't expect somebody to kick you in the back of the leg. This must be things that defenders have learnt. If I can hit him in the back of the leg, it'll put him off and might bring him down, and you won't be able to see it. That sort of thing. So I don't think they probably do in judo or whatever, do back of the leg things. They kick you in the back of the leg. So that was a penalty. So England didn't get that one. I think they should have. I think that was a VAR decision as well. Was it that guy again? Yeah, it was the ref again. Yeah. I think a panel would have given it, to be honest. And then, England deserved both their penalties from what I recall. The second one, the guy rams right into him. And you couldn't see it from most angles, but from that back angle was whoever Sam Matterface has as his co-host. I think he's very good. I think it's that former Arsenal guy. I think he's a really good commentator, probably the best that I know of. Although I hardly watch football now. It was a bit of a shock to me watching ITV yesterday when they handed back to the panel and it seemed to be mostly women voices. I was hearing, this is all new to me because I don't watch football the last 5-10 years. What? Huh? So, yeah. And then on to, so that second penalty. Both the penalties, I can't remember the first one now actually, but it was a penalty. My brain remembers that. Anyway, yeah, Harry Kane, he done well with the first one. It was a real beauty. The goalkeeper went the wrong way, and the next one I knew was going to be a problem because if Harry Kane hits it as he's going to normally hit it, he'll always score because the goalkeeper can't reach that. But that goalkeeper's so big, and most goalkeepers are these days. They even just leaning over is going to put you off, and you're going to put more on it to put it higher, and you end up just sort of whacking the ball right over. I see Sam Matterface is getting criticism for saying it was like Chris Waddle, but yeah, it was really. It was like a rugby kick, really, a rugby penalty. Yeah, I feel sorry for him. It was a. I think actually somebody else should have taken it because there was that sort of tension after the first one. I know I've got total confidence in Harry Kane, but just maybe because they both know each other so well, I think that was at Tottenham. They both play for the same team. So I would like to have seen them maybe let somebody else take it, just so the goalkeeper's not as used to who's taking it, because it seems like Harry Kane whacks it to the top left corner as his favoured thing. So I was watching it, in a little box up the side. Well, any time there was big action, I would make it full size, to check it out and all that. But yeah, as a football game, like I say, it was all right. I liked the pace. It was so fast, everything that was happening. But there wasn't really much goal action. Really, it was all stuff happening all around the place, but mainly interceptions all the time. So it was always breaking down and that. It was a bit like a Celtic Rangers game where the fans all get excited all this, but there's actually not that much goal action really. Well, that was my perception. I don't think I've seen a game as fast as that where they're running around. I've not really watched much of the World Cup anyway, so I can't keep you totally informed of what's going on. But yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. Whether Gareth Southgate should go, yeah, personally, I think he should really. Just doesn't seem to make I mean, I don't watch the games, but he doesn't seem to be make inspirational substitutions or anything. You know, I think one guy came on like the 94th minute of, and then another one. They were all on too late. They really couldn't have an impact. You know, maybe he was thinking, oh no, I couldn't think of extra time by that. But they were very unlucky, England. I think overall, to me, it looked like they deserved to go through, but then they didn't have the goal impact around that area. But to me, it looked they were slightly the better team, but others are saying France were better. I don't know, really. So it's back to it's all over for them, and so the World Cup now. Was it that would have been Morocco in the semi-final as well? See, like I'm not really a fan of these sort of tournaments because once it's knockout, you know, that's it. It's over. It's like the FA Cup. It's just there's a bit of randomness about it, you know. I can't think of any other way to think it. And then if it's penalties, I regard it as nobody won. You know, like so all the World Cup finals that have been penalties, I regard them as draws. Nobody won that tournament because I just think penalties is such a bad way to end a game. You should do stuff like maybe take a player off every 5 minutes or something, or bring a player on. I don't know. So there's like 12 aside and 13 aside, but just anything that just so it can have the decision during in play. All right, guys, that's all. I mean, the golden goal thing. I don't know why they dropped that really, because what's the point of 30 minutes extra time if one team scores 2 goals or 3 goals? I think the golden goal was a better idea. I know that Portugal won the Euros once with that, or was it? Or did they lose it to Greece or something? Anyway, yeah, there you go. I've spoke with authority on the subject, and I think it's been worth your while listening.